Good afternoon, everyone. My presentations today will focus on how different leadership styles, specifically transactional and servant leaderships, can affect employee retentions among the millennials and Gen Z employee in Malaysia hybrid service sector. I will begin by outlining the backgrounds and the problems, followed by the research objective, theory, framework, and hypothesis. For my research, PwC Malaysia found that 70% of Malaysia's employees are considering leaving the company within the next 12 months. The Economics Times further revealed that 59% of the employee has already resigned due to the toxic work environment. Meanwhile, HR Asians projected that by 2025, millennials and the Gen Z will make up 70% of our nation workforce. These statistics show a clear and urgent practical problems where organizations are struggling to retain the young employee, especially in Malaysia's service sector. High turnover is more than just a HR inconvenience. It interrupts the service quality, the damage on the customer relationships, increased costs for the recruitment and also training. In the service and organizations where the performance is highly reliant on the human interactions, a high attrition rate can severely affect customer relationships and also the brand reputations. Besides, the workforce is changing rapidly. Millennial and the Gen Z employee are now expect the leader who offers flexibility, purpose, and also empathy towards them. However, most of the existing studies focus on the transformational or servant leaderships in a traditional working setting, but not a hybrid working model. Very few study is comparing the transactional and the servants leaderships to see which is more effective for retaining the young employee in Malaysia's hybrid service context. This is the exact gap my research is aimed to address. My study has three key objectives. First is to examine the relationship between the transactional leaderships and employees' retentions in hybrid work setting. Second, to assess on the impact of servant leaderships on employee retentions among the hybrid service employee. And the third one is to compare the generational difference in their response to the transactional and servant leaderships, identifying which leadership style is more effective promotes the retentions in a hybrid workspace. Each question is directly addressed to the practical problem. By analyzing how leadership's behavior influence the commitment across the generations, we actually can identify which leaderships can retain talent longer, what behavior foster the loyalty in the hybrid setting, and also how leaders can adapt to the different generational needs. Theoretically, this study extends to a social exchange theory and a job demands resources model into the hybrid leadership's context. And in a practically, it offers a valuable insights for the manager and also the HR practitioner by understanding how the millennials and also the Gen Z respond to the different leadership style, where organizations can design a more effective leadership training and also a better retention strategy for the hybrids team. To frame this research, here are the key concepts that has been used. First, transactional leaderships. It rely on a clear goal, rewards and performance monitoring. It provides a very structural ways, but it can limit to the creativity of the employee. Second, the servant leaderships is focused on servicing the employee by showing empathy, empower growth, and also building trust with the employee. Third one, employee retention is referred to how effectively an organizations can keep their talent motivated and engaged over time. Millennials are born between 1981 and 1996 and tend to seek for flexibility and recognitions. Gen Z, they are born between 1997 and 2012 and they are more value autonomy, authenticity, and also purpose. And last one, hybrid work, where this is the employee alternate working arrangement between on-site and remote work. This study is also built on two fundamental theories. First one will be social exchange theory. This theory explains that when leaders show a support and fairness, where employees reciprocate with the loyalty and also the commitments. And this actually aligns closely with transactional leaderships. The second one will be job demand resource model. And this explains how the leaderships can reduce the burnout and enhance the motivations by providing resources such as empathy and empowerment to the employee. And this actually aligns with servant leaderships. These frameworks works together to explain how leadership style drive employee retentions in a hybrid context. Empirical research constantly shows that the leaderships and also the workplace environments affects the retentions. For instance, Dipayana 2021 shows that leadership style positively affect the retentions. Hassan 2022, servant leadership is improving the millennial retentions through job satisfactions. Asha 2025 showing that green transformational leaderships enhance employee commitment to the organizational support and job satisfactions. Najahana 2025, Zana 2022, Zukania 2025 revealed that organizations with supportive practice retain the committed employee across the sectors. Pantanis 2024, Salim 2025, Tan and colleagues 2024, Yanzhou and colleagues 2022 also revealed that Gen Y and Gen Z turnover is driven by their needs for autonomy and also meaningful works. Last but not least, Hanim 2021 also shows that workplace support and communications drive the hotel staff retentions. Yet, few have explored this dynamic Malaysia's hybrid service industry or compared the transactionals with the servant leaderships. This gap underscores the relevance and timeliness of my research. Here's the conceptual framework that developed for this study. It proposed that leadership style, whether transactional or servant leaderships, affect the employee retentions through the perceived autonomy. The relationship is further moderated by the generational and work modes. Millennials and the Gen Z may interpret leadership's behavior differently, particularly in the hybrid settings that require trust and self-management. Based on this framework, 5 hypotheses are proposed that are focusing on the leadership directs, mediating, and the moderating effects on the retentions. The first one, leadership style significantly influence the employee retentions. Second, perceived autonomy mediate the relationship between the leadership style and also employee retentions. Generational moderates the relationship between the leadership style and also the employee retentions. Work modes moderate the relationship between the leaderships and the employee retentions. And the final one, the indirect effects of the leadership style on the retentions to autonomy is stronger under servants' leaderships than the transactional leaderships. Conclude, this study contributes two key ways. Theoretically, it extends social exchange theory and the job demand resource model to a modern, hybrid, and multi-generational workplace. This area is yet to fully explore, and in practically, It provides leaders with a data-driven strategy to retain the millennials and also the Gen Z employee by balancing the structures with empathy. Ultimately, these research help the organizations to build trust, reduce the turnover, and strengthen their long-term resilience. Thank you. I welcome for your questions and feedback.